Does something between the speakers ruin the image they produce? This question comes from Steve in Burbank, California. And he writes, does a tall rack of equipment placed between the speakers ruin the image? Yeah, it does. It most definitely does. I see this a lot. A good friend of mine lives here in Boulder, has a sweet little setup down in his basement. And while he doesn't have anything directly like a rack between his left and right speakers, he does have a wall-mounted television that, even though the speakers are pulled out, is between the left and right speaker. And that television really mucks up the sound and his imaging ability. Now, you know, this is one of those things where you're going to have to make a decision of what you're trying to accomplish. In the case of my friend, he's got a tough situation. Why? Well, because this is the only place in the house that he has access to free room where he can put a pair of speakers and enjoy sound, but that's also the family television area. And he's got to make a decision. Either, if he wants to go all the way with a good, high-quality 2-channel audio setup, got to get rid of the television. Sorry, I mean, you got to do something there. You can't have this acoustically reflective, bright thing in the middle, because we have to remember, sound doesn't just go out like a megaphone. Sound wraps out and around and bounces off all the walls. And if in between your speakers you've got something that is stopping the off-axis response from doing what it is supposed to do, or it's bouncing by a very reflective surface behind it, even like a glass or a mirror, that can be very problematic. There we'd probably want to have a diffuser. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see the television through the diffuser, right? So yes, you want to keep the rear area clear and clean of obstructions and reflective surfaces as best you can. Here's another trick. And this is something that I have told a number of people, and they've been really shocked to hear this, because it sort of makes sense, but then it really doesn't make sense. Here's a way you can improve your imaging and the focus of the stereo system for pretty low cost. Put a picture behind the speakers. Now, we want to make sure that we don't violate, you don't want glass on that picture. You want to have something that is kind of the same as the wall in terms of reflectivity, if you can. But if right at the right height, and it's usually right about a person height. So picture a person standing there. You have where your eye would naturally fall on that photograph, perfectly in the center, on the wall behind the loudspeakers, especially if your speakers are pulled out a bit. We get the illusion of greater depth and better center solidity by having that photograph there. Now, people say, well, how does that work? Well, it's an illusion, and you're enhancing the illusion. Remember, stereo is an illusion. There is no center channel. That's why they call it the phantom center channel. It's an illusion, and you can heighten that illusion with that photo or some object painting something on the wall that doesn't have high reflectivity and gives your eye a place to focus on. And you'll be amazed how much better your stereo sounds just adding a picture. All right, make sure it's not me. Talk to you later. Bye.